as we return, you all spend a bit of time trying to figure out what exactly is going on, maybe make a
Oh
plan.
no.
Um, uh, your gelatinous cube friend has made his way into a bear and is currently melting through the bear and is slowly turning the bear into a Cronenberg style monster.
Amazing.
Um,
And and
as
the
the
sword
bell
and the
rings,
s and the sword is trying to prop up the dead guy.
Shall I go answer the door, greet our guest, while you all try and figure out how to make this look convincing before we're
Yes,
all disenchanted?
yes, you
Great.
could stall them as long as you can.
Um,
Of
from
course.
behind Balthior's body, just hear a voice and say that it's Avery's voice say, "Aren't you gonna get in trouble? You or your um you're a zombie without a wizard."
Yes, which is why you have to make it look like I do have a wizard. I'm glad we're
Oh,
all on the
right.
same
I'm
page.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, there's totally nothing wrong as long as like the wizard's just in the other room.
don't
Okay.
mind
You know.
Avery.
Uh,
She's
Scraps
just
be
had
like,
her head
we're
empty
counting on
moment.
you. Push.
Yeah.
oh,
Out I
oh,
go. Yeah. I
I'm
head
gonna
down that. I go down ahead to stall. Do you
Like
want to
fist
come
bump
with? Are
you.
you coming with me? Is that
would
the
it help
plan?
you? I'm
I,
I'm gonna be in the other room next to wherever you are in case you need support.
So
Uh,
as you're beginning to walk down, you hear the telltale chime of the bell. It goes a little something like this: "Foolish adventurer, you have made your way to the lair of Balfior the Mighty. Prepare to be destroyed. If you have any deliveries, please put them in the box to the left." Ding.
Man,
yeah.
that thing wakes me up every single night when those damn kids come by. Oh,
Yeah.
it's the worst.
So, yeah. I think.
Foolish, foolish,
Oh
foolish!
gosh.
Someone is
Ah,
ringing the
they're really
door
So
impatient.
repeatedly.
yeah.
Ugh.
So I head down. I go through the through the Great Hall. I go to the teleportation circle that goes all the way straight down to the the bottom floor and
Mhm.
thing, and then I scratch out a sigil, which means the teleportation circle doesn't work on the way back, uh,
Perfect.
Hell
which
yeah.
means we'll have to walk the rest of the way. I go up there, go quickly to the kitchen, get a little tray with some drinks, some some fine wine and troll beer, which is just a
So
milkshake.
as you are
Come on.
doing this, every second or so, there's a foolish adventurer, foolish.
Yeah. He slowly opens it like, do yes, adventurers who
And
dares enter. Oh, hello, the council. It's such a pleasure to meet you. So sorry
yeah,
for the delay.
as you're opening the
Nick
door,
turns on a
you see
crystal
that
ball like at the Google
there's
Nest.
a tall, gaunt, um, severe gentleman standing there, tapping his foot, looking over half moon glasses to uh, as he's waiting for someone to open the door.
That's
Um,
definitely Terry.
and next to him is a short Danny DeVito-ish, Danny DeVito, but if Danny DeVito was a troll, with a
Chase me.
walking stick sized wizard staff, just using the staff to repeatedly hit the bell.
Hello.
And then as a mid door opening, uh, Terry has decided to start bashing on the door instead of pushing on the bell. So, like, he is about to hit the door when you open the door, and he stops it and goes, "See, Adrian, I told you that would work."
Impressive use of the knock spell, good sir.
Adrian, he just belly laughs at that. Meanwhile, the red Mancer looks at you with a severe look and said, "I would, Well, I say, we were supposed to be met by the protocol dictates that we are to be met by the wizard of the tower.
Of course, and normally he would be right on his way to see you. Unfortunately, there's been a small mishap with our teleportation circles. Please understand me. Normally he would take it to arrive straight down to see you. Unfortunately, the latest bout of so-called adventurers, well, really thieves, vagabonds who just after meeting up in the tavern, they decide to go venture in because an old man in a cloak said that it was a good idea. Clearly, that person is trying to get them all killed, and it's just going to a long debate about how adventures are stupid and why it's
A
foolish.
mishap with a teleportation circle.
Yes.
Very concerning. Grabs like a little booklet, flips it open,
Mhm.
like from midair, pulls a quill, already dripping with ink, and just uh,
Mhm.
makes one tick in that notebook. Do tell me more.
I would love to tell you more. Would you like to have a drink? And it's just passing over wine, which is exactly the kind of drink he'd like according to the thing, and the troll beer, which is a milkshake with meat in it.
I we
Nice.
do not drink on the job, and the Terry goes like, "Speak for yourself," and grabs the milkshake. And as that is happening, we're going to quickly pop over to the incredibly stressed out rest of the party as they as they are preparing for their weekend at Belfiors.
Yes. Well, I delay them and disappear from the screen. Assume I'm doing good work.
Well, it seems like everything's going well down there, I think.
Amy
So-
turns off the crystal ball that was serving as their sort of like a camera down there. Their scrying orb. Oh god. Okay.
All right. So the bear thing isn't going to work. Any ideas, Snakes, Jenny? I mean, Avery, Amy. Any ideas? What we should do?
I'm doing my best back here. That's all you hear. Just
Yeah. I mean, you ain't got much, sort of wiggle room because you're basically a stick. So
I'm really good at talking to people though.
hey,
What?
okay, we got the
Okay.
voice, and you're moving them at least that way. I guess maybe we got to make it look more real, because you can do the talking.
I'm having trouble moving the limbs. You know,
Okay,
legs and stuff. I can't really make it look legit like he's walking.
What if we
Or-
just
Right.
kill him?
what? Oh, you mean like the two dudes that come in,
No,
the
the wizard.
inspectors?
No, the wizard. And I start pulling open desk drawers. What if we just have an enormous accident and have him die on the spot? Then he's just dead.
Wait, but didn't you say that if we fail the inspection and if the wizard dies, then we'll be cleaned up shortly after?
If
Yeah.
we do a good job of trying to defend and protect the wizard in good faith,
Hmm.
I don't know.
I mean, Tav, do can we make some sort of roll to feel like if that would work in this situation? If that would be a viable solution?
Murdering the wizard that is currently dead would work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like we're trying to defend, like, oh, there's an evil wizard that shows up during the inspection, and we try
And
our
flies
best
out
to
the
Nothing wrong
window.
with evil wizards. Most of the Kalmu are evil wizards.
Oh, okay. A good wizard shows up and tries to fight Balfior.
What?
Are you saying there's something wrong with good wizard? But a
We
lot of
basically
Kalmu are good
recreate a
wizards.
battle scene.
Yeah.
So you don't need to make a roll, because I'll just remind you that it isn't necessarily how the wizard died that is the problem. It is the fact that there is
Just
no
dead
living wizard
wizard.
in this tower.
Okay. He needs to be alive, even if he's attacked. Okay. Well, perhaps that might not work.
I mean, murdering the Kalmu people will probably give you a little bit, but
and then we
they
can go back to
they have
Kalmu and
prepared
impersonate
themselves
them.
after last year. Balthier dropped one of them into you. So
It
How,
tasted pretty good.
how
Math
is your
tastes
wizard
pretty
hat
good.
not disintegrating?
Oh, it's just because it's resting on top. I have a
adamantine coated.
if you'll
Okay.
allow, I have a small layer of water around the hat,
Perfect. That works too.
so that it's like, or maybe not, whatever counteracts as like a base to acid or something like that. It's like something that counteracts it so that it can sit on top of my head. Oh, it's just that.
It's the
It's the
wizard's
magical
soul
oil.
has been temporarily placed into this vessel. This is grand magic that the wizard that Balthier has finally achieved, and we will act as if you are Balthier.
Oh, so he's
Balthier
like
will
moving
return
his
to his
soul.
body later.
All right. So,
Ergo, he is still living.
okay. So he's just moved souls for a bit, like a vacation.
Mm.
All right. If you guys think that's a good idea,
So what you're saying is he's on a soul searching journey?
yeah.
Mm.
It's like a spa day. It's like, oh, I want to see what it's like being a cube for a day. Or
We're basically gaslighting
yeah.
the inspectors. Like, no, that is the wizard. No, of course that's the wizard. What? No, it's the wizard.
Balthier has decided to die. Has decided to spend the next 6 months dead for tax benefits.
Or 48 hours, however
Yeah.
long the
So,
two inspectors
you hear
there.
Like his body's still
Yeah.
alive or there, so he'll just come back to it
Jesus.
later. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just hear from behind the body. Did someone say gaslight?
Oh,
Well,
maybe
I've
we.
got good and bad news for you. Gaslighting is still an
timeshare.
option. However, gatekeeping isn't an option anymore because the inspectors are now inside.
Oh no! Hey, we could. It's like a timeshare. It's a magical timeshare. We switched. We switched bodies, and fuck, what's your name? Genesis. Genesis will be the cube's original person. And we had a magical timeshare that we're doing for a year, so we switched.
Okay,
So that could make
Stuart,
sense, maybe.
you are Balthier. I am your assistant. You will
Yeah.
My God.
belittle me, demean me, and disrespect me. And if you take it too far, I will slice you.
Okay. So like normal.
Okay.
Well, like
Yes.
Balthier's normal, right?
This is- I am giving limited consent here, but consent nonetheless.
Okay, thank you. I will.
Um,
I'm very bad at being mean, but I'll try. You have too many snakes. Like if you had one
Aida
less.
laughing,
then
not
that'd be
my
good.
character. And in the
my
meantime,
God.
Amy Snakes tries to sit the wizard in a dignified position, as if like
Wait. Avery is still behind the wizard. So are you untying?
Avery, can
Sword?
you come to the front? So the wizard just kind of sits with the two hands on the pommel, and that's why you're kind of holding him up.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna. So what you see is Genesis kind of shimmying around the dead body to try to go around the in front, and then you see she's tied up. Yeah, the rope. The way Archie had tied it up, right? So then she will kind of settle in front of the wizard, and she says, like this, Amy, the front, and then she tries to.
I recall Balthier kind of liked you a lot, so be prominent, be outside in the front. Let Balthier rely on you. And I get in some other papers and tomes, and I hastily scribble a sigil on around the floor wherever Balthier is sitting, dignified, as if in such deep concentration of a spell that you can't sense his soul because it is now in spaghetti.
Okay.
Right. Well, also, yeah. Why didn't we think about this? Snakes, you know magic. You're an apprentice. You could probably cast some spells to make all of this look even better than it already does. 'Cause I think it looks great. And I feel like we'd kind of do a wide shot of the situation, and like I don't know, the ooze is slowly slinking, and the dead body is like falling off of the sword, or something like that. But maybe there's some more spells that you're super smart and know all of the things. Maybe there's something more we can do.
Start just tossing scrolls, and if they're applicable, they're going to be in use. If there's a mage equivalent where Balthior's body is kept up properly, sure. If there's a gentle gust, there's always going to be very gentle and dramatic looking, like wisps of air, gently like pulsating the beard. Some of them might go into his nostrils and give the illusion of a breath every now and then, but otherwise, no.
Ooh, that's good.
Uh,
Imagine like if you were holding a sword and you had sunglasses on, what would be like a position that looks natural? Like, is it like contemplative? Like you're like, are you sad or something? Or you're like looking out the window? Like what what sort of mood would a person just holding a sword and not moving much in a chair? Like what sort of
Their
mood would they?
eyes would be closed for sure.
Um, before we continue, I do realize that Ida, you mentioned that Amy was interested in checking out the books, I believe, or someone mentioned that.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like what was Balthier working on last magically?
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me a well, your bureaucratic knowledge check, and we're looking at a gradient. Depends on what you get. Depends on what you roll.
Okay, rolling d8, because that is the talon. Roll the 5.
Okay. Do you want to re-roll?
Sure, let's spend the effort.
Okay.
Let me do that in the thing.
Yes.
Woo! There we go. 2 effort is spent. Reroll. I rolled a 4.
A 4. Okay. So
Slightly better.
you start paging through books, and something you start to realize as you are reading through these books is a lot of these books are not actually anything to do with magic. It's almost as if you're reading, like, you're just grabbing a book off the shelf, and the book itself doesn't really contain anything magical. It's just one book seems to be a phone book that has like a new cover put over it. One book seems to be like a thick recipe book that has a new cover on it. One book is just blank. Um, as you're going through this, it's almost like these are props.
Uh-oh.
Bastard.
Uh-oh.
We can use this. This is magic that only Balthier understood. Not even the 2 nerds coming up could decipher this. Leaves open the books, open on various pages, puts various knickknacks on them to seem to point to specific paragraphs, grabs a quill and starts circling random paragraphs as if this was the important bit. The eggs have to be folded in, multiple underlined under folded.
Otherwise, the magic just don't work.
That's the lift.
As this is going on, you hear the sound of footsteps like coming up the center staircase. You've got a little bit longer the the butler's trying to make sure that no, masters, would you like another you've been traveling for so long. Are you sure you couldn't go for a bit of supper, maybe? And uh, you hear a rumbling voice of Terry going like, "Well, I could. No, we have a job to do, and we will be doing it right." As like a very decided voice, precise and precise and severe. Um, a The other person is walking up the stairs. Um, we've had we've been waiting, and I need to see Balfour.
Lightning,
Balfour, you old bastard, where are you?
lightning, thunder, gusts, sound effects, storm effects in this room now.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a magic check.
No, but sure. I will
As
roll.
the door to the study swings open, and the a beleaguered Zon Butler ushers in a severe looking Arithmancer and his marginally jollier his marginally jollier troll companion,
Are you sure
Any
you don't want me to
torches
go?
or
a trollmaturge.
if there's any torches or sconces in the room, the aim is that they're now magically brighter. Lightning spontaneously and thunder in the room. Gusts, voices, booming, thaumaturgy.
Go ahead and roll magic.
No, I
Hell
don't want to.
yeah.
I don't care.
You can do it.
Ah,
You can do it, Snakes.
I'll give you effort.
oh,
I'm distracting them.
I like to take that because I rolled 10.
Yeah,
There you go.
I since I'm in the room, I can give effort. Since you're
Yeah.
walking into it.
Well,
Uh,
I mean, I'm a sword,
Oh,
but
or
I'm
yeah, or you
technically
can
in
do
the
that
room.
too.
Please,
I just have to.
put glow or something, please.
Okay, who's
Uh,
giving effort?
okay.
Because I think Chirag already removed a point of effort
Okay.
for
Okay.
this. So
Okay, I'm gonna roll
Okay.
again.
Oh, boy.
Way better. That's a 3.
a 3. So a thunderous roar cracks through the building as lightning as lightning flashes, and
Who dares enter the wizard tower of Balfia? Jiggle, 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 jiggle,
as,
jiggle, jiggle, jiggle,
as
jiggle,
this
jiggle.
as this happens, there's a single voice, severe and precise. Always the theatrics, Balfour. Well,
Yeah.
come on then. Let's get started on your audit. As
Master, you have succeeded. However, your voice seems to have changed a tenure. But overall, you are a genius. This has worked so well. No other spellcaster can ever match your greatness.
Thank you, Snakes, you dummy. I'm so happy that this soul vacation has worked, and just in time for guests. And
Adrian looks at you. Adrian looks at you and goes, Balfour,
what's up?
stop this foolishness at once.
My master Balthior to serve our guests.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll deception.
No. Okay.
Anyone want to give him effort? Because I'm out.
I'm trying to see if I
I-
have anything that can help me.
I have effort that I
I
can
will say that
spend,
with
and
like
I-
a 5, with like a 6, you convince Terry, but it'll be a 4 to convince Adrian.
Okay. Can I at all argue that I can use my control water skill for this deception to, like, I don't know, move like he would move, adjust my shape to better mimic his voice?
I think someone is weaseling.
Yes, I
Yes.
will bullshit all day long.
No,
Okay, all right, so that's just a D10 for me then.
a D10, but people
Um,
can give you effort.
Ooh, okay, yeah, definitely gonna need that because I rolled a 10.
So Avery is going to I'm just trying to think. I really want to help. Oh, can I do some sort of a distraction? Just
Okay,
the sword kind
what
of
is the
just causes
distraction?
a crash
I
in,
mean,
crash in the corner to like just do a little distraction to give Robbie a moment to recompose himself and try again. So I'm just gonna have like the
you are
sword.
the if our story's correct, we soul switch, so you're the other person. So
Like,
yeah.
But then
oh
Balthior,
yeah,
You know what?
Balthior
I'll allow
puppet falls
it.
down over, but good luck.
oh
Yeah.
that's right. I'm holding up the dead guy.
Can you like do a blinding glow, for example? Can you sparkle?
Okay, I'm gonna do that as a distraction of just like set off like a flare and it's just magical light
Hell
from
yeah.
across
Okay,
the room.
go ahead and roll again as
All
I
right.
looks at this display and goes, terrible, terrible, such bad control over the magic items. Um,
Can I
that is
give myself
definitely-
effort
that
to
is
reroll
definitely,
again?
safety hazard.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Can I give myself effort to reroll a third time?
Yes, in fact, you can spend 3 effort to reroll.
I will do that because I got a 10 again.
I can't help it.
So okay, so
Sorry,
now I'm
don't have
down
luck.
to 1 effort.
I have a question. This is a bit of a stretch, but the my lucky trait is only for my checks, correct?
Correct.
Can't pass it on to
Correct.
I can't pass it on to Robbie. That feels bad.
Whoa! I got a 2 this time.
So
Ah!
as you're doing
Sorry.
this, you see Adrian's eyebrows slowly starting to rise at your explanation, and then, you know what? You have always been an eccentric one, Balfour. I hadn't expected you to be this eccentric, but
Welcome to
shall work
Kamu,
with it.
baby. Yeah.
Welcome to
First
Kamu
of-
indeed, to our tower.
Yes, thank you so much, my really dumb butler. Am I supposed to be angry to everybody? Thanks so much. I appreciate you, but I
Yes.
also don't.
Yes, quite. So the first step on our tour would be the alchemy lab. I'm getting some notes. I'm seeing some notes here that last year, Stefan was burned up by Promethean fire. There, I'm eager
Yeah.
to see how you've contained those spills.
Yes, my assistant Snakes, who that was their fault last time, who would be an excellent person to explain how we have
Incompetent
fixed it.
assistant.
Yes, very incompetent. Wait, I don't know.
I will make note. I will make note of this to the apprenticing committee.
What?
And,
They got a lot
we
better.
will be holding her back another year.
Oh, well, we totally should. Right this way.
Okay,
Giving Snakes time.
can you potentially can you maybe speed that up a little? We don't have all weekend.
Bro,
Well, we do, but
this is
honestly,
Atlantis Cube. I got
honestly,
3
I'd
miles an
like to
hour.
be out of here before I get dropped into your other gelatinous blob.
Yeah, we keep
Master
them in touch.
Balthior, you had written up a manual
Huh?
to better explain the changes that were going to happen.
Right, I knew that.
And
Why
and
don't you get
have,
it?
You have commissioned this magnificent tome of all the improvements you have made, so that other generations of mages can learn of your greatness.
Yes, of course. Give me that. You too many snakes. Give me.
And I hold open the phone book, and what the page that was open on had radiators, car radiators, and engine belts.
See, Johnson's and Johnson's Radiator Company, 754-311-55555. See,
An
exactly.
ingenious
That explains it
enigma
all.
master that only the highest and brightest will be able to decipher and appreciate its wisdom.
Clearly, I look at Terry expectantly.
Yes. You look like a bright lot too.
Terry looks at you and then looks at Amy and then looks back at you and right. You have any more of those crudités? You've any more of those crudités, bottle?
Reaches into his rib cage, opens it up, pulls out some more crudités.
Oh, yummy!
Ah,
Yummy.
always the fastidious one. Good steward.
Avery would is Avery still in the other room? She's probably still propping up the wizard, correct?
Yeah, I think you're in a chair.
Yes, I mean that
Yeah,
if
on the
that is what
chair.
you want to do.
So what I would like to do is just leave Balthor in his chair. And kind of follow along with just the hopping.
Okay,
the
so
hopping
you all
sword.
hear a and then boink 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 as you are followed by a sword, and Adrian just looks back and goes, "Are you
That's my see with the soul vacation that I did.
are you where you have a rogue magic sword in your
Oh,
tower,
you
Balthor?
rogue man!
I'm-
Oh no!
This is an unclassed sword.
I'm not actually a sword. I'm actually a gelatinous cube inside the sword. You know, we were doing some tests on the soul
Yeah.
vacation experiment, and I think it's going really great. And then you see the sword
Right.
bound.
So
Yeah,
what
dummy.
you're
Why don't
saying
you
is
get that?
not only do you have a magic item out on the run, you also have a magical monstrosity out on the run.
How?
Excuse me.
Excuse me, Adrian.
How could they be
how-
on the run
Yeah.
when they don't have legs?
Exactly.
And
Very good.
your
That's-
butler is getting lippy.
How
Let's
can
just
I be
hope he
lippy when I
doesn't
have
get
no
lippy
legs?
with my
Hold on,
brains.
Now you hold on one
Uh,
second. Let me bring out this gelatinous cube again, okay? Let me tell you that, okay?
I
Oh no,
Um,
don't worry. That's what we have him for. And Terry just gives you a big smile and goes, "Ascent resistance."
Very interesting. You and more crude
I think
face.
what Avery will try to do is convince them that she as the sword is not actually a rogue creature and is actually part of a controlled experiment.
Go ahead and roll for it,
So-
and this I'll definitely let you use your talent for.
Okay. So I will. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Tensions are good. Influence a large population. What is the difficulty for that?
Honestly, they'll be happy to like ignore you if you prove yourself not dangerous. I'll call it a 6, easy.
Roll the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you're bouncing behind him, he really, Balfour, you should be putting that sword into a sheet. That's a real cutting hazard, you know. Or at least put some yellow tape around it, warning people that they might get cut if they touch it.
Then for
I
your
would-
safety, you should retreat, dear inspectors.
Was
I would be
that
a lot.
threat?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
no,
don't take kindly to
Threat.
threats. Don't make me use my magic on you.
Look,
No,
what
no,
our dear assistant was trying to say is that sometimes the steward needs help in the kitchen. Where do you think those crudités came from, my friend? The magic sword was helping. So you must indeed stand back as they make more food, right?
Truly.
Aye.
Actually, you make a very good point about safety. And as completely safe and not dangerous as I am, as part of this very controlled experiment,
Mhm.
I will go ahead and find a sheath to alleviate your concerns.
Point.
Well done.
Point.
Or
God.
Yeah.
if,
Yeah.
And with your permission, if the guests are hungry and we want to show that the sword is compliant and safe,
Mm.
what if the incompetent apprentice uses the sword to make more crudité, Amy being actually a very skilled chef with a blade?
You
Yes,
see,
well,
Can I make like a swan apple or something?
Oh my god, yes.
the fake Balthior sort of makes a gelatinous arm around wherever its chin would be, and kind of like thinks, and he's like,
a like
Hmm,
Jello
that might be-
face, Jello
Yeah.
face bursts forward out
Comes
of
out.
the Jello as the Jello arm
Hmm.
goes, and Adrian just looks at it and goes, horrifying. Very
That would
interesting.
be acceptable, says the fake Balthior, and then moves away to let
Hey.
them do their business.
So yeah,
I've-
as
yeah.
you are leaving for the kitchens,
Yes.
Balthior and the butler are guiding Terry and Adrian to the alchemy lab. So
Don't be
we start-
long, my horrible apprentice.
yes, Amy and Avery, you're kind of happy that you're not going here because the alchemy lab is known among the tower's residents as the boom room. Balthier's lab
Oh,
is well
no.
stocked with all manner of chemicals, herbs, and reagents. Unfortunately, the wizard was also only a dabbler in alchemy and something of an autodidact, so actual recipes or reference books are in short supply. There is, however, a plentiful supply of pages filled with incomprehensible symbols and shorthand, and several long-term experiments still bubbling away that should probably be left alone. So as this is happening, Adrian walks in and goes, well, I'm not seeing any of the safety features you promised me, but can you care to tell me something about these experiments you're running?
Well,
How have you been keeping up with with the kingdom's latest environmental regulations? You know, we can't just dump things in the river anymore. That apparently turns people into newts. They get really antsy about that.
but while he's talking about that, I'm looking for any that are like exceptionally, like volatile, looks especially dangerous, and I'm just gonna try and like hide them, just like try and conceal the objects. Somewhere just be like,
I was wondering, where are you going with this? Are you going the hide everything route or the try to dunk the Arithmancer in toxic sludge route?
I'll kind of give a Stuart kind of like a wink to be like, if you can't put something anywhere dangerous, just put it inside of me, and I'll just eat it.
yeah, exactly. So
I'm trying to distract while Stuart is doing
Yeah.
that.
So I'm gonna do that. So I have rank 2 of conceal, which means I can hide objects, but I can also hide objects on a creature. So inside, if something I can put into a closet without exploding the closet, it will literally I'll conceal it inside.
Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me with a D8. Roll for me with
What
a
is
D8.
the difficulty?
Difficulty of they're paying attention to Balthior. So go ahead and give me just a difficulty 6.
All right, let's see what we
As you can see, my new shape is actually perfect for alchemical solutions. If anything goes bad, down the hatch!
So that is just double checking. Lucky requires me to spend effort because I rolled an 8 on a D8.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
give you one effort. If you have rest.
Oh no.
Well, we can
You're
give it-
just you could just give effort by distracting them away, I guess.
Yeah.
you have 2
Uh,
effort to spend. No, that's the thing. He doesn't have. the rest of
You
the
have to
ways.
spend 2 effort for that.
So I think I just swallow something, conceal something in my chest, and then my chest goes boom.
Yeah, you conceal like a very small vial of something in your chest cavity. At which point Terry comes walking up to you and goes, "You got any more of them, Crudit?" And and
Oh no.
he pulls out like a stump as his hand has been exploded off, as you have like this wisp of smoke coming out of your mouth, and you look at him and goes, "Well, I mean, that's rude." And then the hand just slowly starts growing back.
I'm
Oh,
sorry. The
Like I said,
masters.
like I said, we're prepared for your shenanigans, Balfi.
I'm
yes,
sorry. Master prefers his meals extra spicy.
spicy.
It's true. That is one of our latest works. We did not. We were trying to make it to his standard. I apologize. In the future, we will reduce the spice for our guests.
Spicy and licks. Necrotic? What?
It's
Balthior.
the palate.
It's an acquired taste.
Yes, the palate of a gelatinous cube is the spices have to be magnified 10 times to be able to taste certain things. So, we just need to label that cabinet better next time.
Pulls out a
No.
tape, just like puts it on.
As
Spice
you're
Raw.
saying this, you see Adrian from the corner of your eye just making on a note. Bad reagent tracking practices.
But this is enough of the alchemical.
You're not
room.
doing
Let's
very
move to the
well,
next
Mr.
one.
You're not doing very well, Mr. Balthior. I do hope that your assistant isn't up to any trouble as we move over to the assistant and the sword. What are you two doing?
I think Avery has allowed Amy to wield her. Like, this is the first time that she's done this, and she's like, I mean, I trust that you're a really great chef and everything, but we need to figure out what we can do to help, what's going on over there. All I'm really good at is social media and talking, but I'm also a sword. Do you think we should just fight them?
Oh God. So the portal, the way out of here appears when we've solved something. What are we trying to solve? The problem of the administrators or what actually killed Balthior?
Good question. I think we should try to. I think that we should try to do both because I think the more ground we cover, the more chances we have of going home. But if we get caught by those guys,
So
we won't
you
be
do
able to solve
have
the mystery.
you do have sort of an innate sense every time what the direction is that you need to be going, and what you are getting is that the death of Balthior is more of a plot device. And the entire show that you're playing in right now is a Weekend of Bernie's knockoff, but with a wizard. So you're thinking that as you're discussing this, you realize that when you mention, well, maybe we need to figure out who killed Balthior. Doesn't
Wait a
seem
minute.
right. Or maybe we need to figure out how to make sure that we deal with that might be it.
Yeah.
You're a magical
we-
sword. You're
I
a
am.
sort of legend and mire, imbued with all these powers and mysteries. And I'm supposedly a apprentice, but nonetheless wielder of the arcane arts. If we have to impress and get rid of the inspectors, God, it's like impromptu safety checks back at the restaurant. They'll let us go.
Hey,
You
wait.
wanted to solve the problem. What if you and I try to recreate a portal using our magics now? Might be a positive reflection on our boss.
yeah, and you said something about like safety inspections. You have experience in your life of how to get through these inspections, right? Sort of. I mean, how is this different from being in a kitchen?
Because I was the boss of the kitchen, and my kitchens were immaculate.
This kitchen
that's
that you're
the
just
point.
walking into at this point is the opposite of immaculate. There's
Oh,
pots and
no.
pans sitting in the sink.
Like dirty
Uh,
cauldrons, dirty
Even
vials.
worse, the spices are mislabeled.
Oh, no.
Balthier has
Okay.
Balthier always mentioned, that is for when adventurers break in and try to make themselves a sandwich, and they think they get salt, but instead they get sugar.
It's not that it's mislabeled. It's being little was not worse. It's that they're expired. They're old.
Expired sugar.
And the ground is wrapped.
It's wet. That sugar is now wet.
And probably filled with bugs if that's what expired means.
Sugar, comma, mildly soggy.
Okay. So I'm going to excuse me, Avery. Oh, I'm going to point at a corner in the room and breathe and try to get into the moment of being a magical apprentice, focusing my intent and will and magic. I want to open a portal to a different world, home, with this magic sword. Ping!
Go ahead and roll me a d12.
D12.
You want a one.
I would like to
When we win? When we win?
assist.
Can you?
You can spend
Yeah, no,
effort for a +1 die,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I mean, I'll do that after you roll. I'll spend the effort. Roll a one. Roll a one.
I rolled a 5.
nope.
Is that?
I'm gonna spend the effort.
You take your first swing, and the blade carves the air, and something shimmers, and then you realize that no, you just carved through you hear a yelp as you carve through one of the chef's assistants, which are
Unseen
unte-
servants.
unseen servants, just
So
minding their
Oh,
business.
no.
I'm so sorry.
I
I'm gonna spend-
I am filing a grievance. I am going to the unseen union. This is not safe. And poof, disappears.
Oh no. Not the
In-
unseen
in-
union.
In our defense, unseen servants are meant to be unseen and unheard. This is really on them.
So you do get another roll from Anne.
Oh
I'm-
god, oh god.
I'm gonna so what Amy hears is a kind of and then a raspy, airy voice, and it's instead of Avery's voice you hear Genesis, and she says, use me as a magical focus.
Okay.
Try again.
D12.
Release
You
it
need a
usually as
one.
a magical girl.
Come on.
A 2.
I got a what?
Oh, is
I rolled a
Yeah, we win! Fuck you, Tab. We win.
So
We win this round anyway.
the sword falls down, and there's ever so slightly a disturbance in the air, as something definitely is beginning to break open. We are now going to turn back to our butler and our wizard, as Adrian turns towards you and hisses, "What in the hell are you doing?" And that's where we're going to end this session.
Uh-oh.
I get to do breaks and you get to wait a day. Ha!
We
We'll be right back
win.
after these
Amazing.
messages.